Usher is tossed into a fictitious pressure cooker in a shockwave that is louder than any stage moment he has ever been in charge of. Where unresolved history, power, and loyalty unexpectedly collide, 50 Cent is charging toward the storm's center, cast as the daring provocateur who, in this hypothetical plot, makes audacious admissions and explosive charges against Usher and Diddy, unapologetically causing an immediate response. As the crisis progresses into a tipping point that threatens to go far beyond control, Usher is forced to face old friendships, lingering fissures, and the crushing gravity of worldwide renown as the repercussions quickly spirals out of control.
Gonna speak about it? I said, nah, I ain't gonna speak about it, bruh. You understand? I'm gonna wait till he speak about it. So people who had known that, I always knew that because I used to follow Puff to Kirk House when we had the building and the red zone, and we used to take the money from those clubs and we had to drop it off at Kirk House. So we wasn't dropping. He would, he was staying there. If you spending the night at another house and you got a apartment with your girl somewhere else, okay. So when I seen in the lawsuit that he said that Kirk said that Puff was SAing him, sexually assaulting him, sodomizing him, doing all kind of things to him, I first thought like, but hold up, they was lovers or they was, but that's his boss. So maybe the boss cannot have sex with people, but the CEO can't have people that work for them. And that's why it becomes elite.
The atmosphere in a tight New York courtroom filled with unspoken pressure changed when Shaw Diddy Collins, Usher's longstanding industry adversary, showed up wearing a harsh correctional garb. Visible wear and a stolen expression have replaced his once perfect look. Prosecutors depicted him as a strong power figure who used influence and coercive techniques to create an environment that questioned loyalty and ethics. But he remained steadfast and entered a not guilty plea to an updated slate of serious claims. Usher contributed to the elevation of the music industry. The defense reacted with equal vigor, rejecting the story as inflated and motivated by agendas. Driven by animosity and deliberate efforts to demolish a dominant presence whose legacy has long mirrored Usher's rise to prominence on the international scene.
Diddy Combs appeared in the closed Manhattan courtroom with gray hair and a gray beard, which reportedly left onlookers stunned. Diddy, wearing tan prison clothing, hugged all of his attorneys and ultimately entered a plea of not guilty. Trial attorney Misty Maris breaks down the impact of today's proceedings with Diddy's trial in May fast approaching.
The new indictment against Diddy is very impactful to the case. Not only does it add new charges, it also expands the timeline where the alleged criminal activity took place, and it also adds 2 new victims. From a defense perspective, this changes the game as far as strategy of how to approach all of the charges and all of the allegations at trial.
Combs previously pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Ahead of today's hearing, Diddy's lawyers made stunning allegations about the damning CNN surveillance video that appears to show Combs physically assaulting his former girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, at a LA hotel in 2016. In a letter to the judge, Combs' team is alleging CNN altered the video by speeding it up to make it falsely appear that the actions in the video are taking place faster than they are. They also allege that CNN ultimately destroyed the footage. A spokesperson for CNN tells Access in part, CNN never altered the video and did not destroy the original copy of the footage.
Sean Diddy Combs is pushing back with a new court request. 1 month after the rapper was denied bail for the second time, his attorneys filed a motion November 8th requesting bail once again, arguing that changed circumstances and new evidence should allow him to be released from jail ahead of his May 5th trial, according to documents obtained by E! News. The motion for bail claims that new evidence makes it, quote, clear that the government's case is thin. The defense also alleges that new evidence refutes the prosecution's claim that the March 2016 video of Combs physically assaulting a woman in a hotel occurred during a coerced freak-off or elaborate sex performance, as cited in the initial indictment. Instead, the motion claims that the video is a minutes-long glimpse into a complex but decade-long consensual relationship between Mr. Combs and victim 1. Per the documents, his attorneys also argue that the new evidence refutes the prosecution's notion there was a, quote, potential second alleged victim. Combs, who was arrested in September on charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and using transportation to engage in prostitution, has remained in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, since his arrest. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. E! News has reached out to the office of the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York for comment and has not yet heard back. Combs' attorneys have declined to comment. During the September 17th hearing after Combs' arrest, U.S. Assistant Attorney Emily Johnson cited a 2016 video that was released this May in which she said the Bad Boy Records founder assaulted.
Rumors of a contentious tape sparked considerable suspicion and put Usher directly in the middle of the chaos, causing the repercussions to swiftly spill outside of the courtroom and into the public eye. Usher's surprising connection to the purported material indicated that this moment went much beyond quiet loyalty or surface-level involvement. Usher was long considered a close buddy, whose path had intimately intertwined with Diddy's success and disappointments. The reported tape, which was said to include material capable of shattering reputations and changing narratives, attracted a lot of attention and raised concerns about whose acts it really revealed, as well as potential repercussions. As pressure increased, the scenario threatened to reveal the quiet power struggles Usher has skillfully managed throughout his illustrious career in the music industry, redefine shaky friendships, and rekindle long-standing rivalries.
Yeah, I agree with you in some ways. What I would just add is it's without question because they did not know that he was reporting them. I mean, when I read through that lawsuit, Rodney made it very clear that he had hidden cameras. And if you are a person like LeBron who says ain't no party like a Diddy party, you've got Ashton Kutcher talking about what happens at Diddy parties stays at Diddy parties. And finally you learn via the press that actually Diddy has been collecting evidence on all of you and you don't know where those tapes are. That will buy your silence for quite some time because you're hoping that if you keep your head low, you're not going to be revealed as one of these people that was engaged in some of these acts, whether they were heterosexual or homosexual, it doesn't matter. Maybe you're just cheating on your wife and you don't want that to get out into the public. Maybe you were, as Cat Williams described it, in one of the rooms. He said you could just walk around the house. He said this on stage years ago, that you could walk around the house and you would see people engaged in various sex acts. And again, Cat Williams was someone who was dismissed as crazy and dismissed as a drug addict. And it turned out that, or it seems that if these allegations are proven to be true, and I believe they are, then he was telling the truth. And I think that is the reason that so many of them are silent, because they were doing things. They thought that they were his friend, that they were bad boys for life, and that he would keep things silent when in reality, he was just another Jeffrey Epstein typed character. And they're scared for their lives. Yeah, especially if you're someone like a LeBron James. And I'm not alleging that he is caught in something terrible, but if he was caught in anything and you're LeBron James and you've made your mark on talking about the ills of society and you have minted yourself a king and you're speaking out on the Black community and they find out you're the room over while someone's getting raped potentially, not going to look good.
Chris did get the book from Courtney. Courtney has a more thorough copy of the book. When Chris published the book that was on Amazon, it was edited. So some of the passages were removed. Some of the pictures were removed, and I think there was like a forward or something that was added to the book. So it is a different version, but from the same, what in copyright law is called derivative work. So it derives from that work that Courtney has.
And just to be clear, Courtney's work, Courtney's book, is it currently being sold anywhere?
I'm not exactly sure. I believe Courtney has I was about to say, here's a woo-woo, welcome to downtown Miami. But I believe he is selling it on a website. I only came into that knowledge when I received the cease and desist letter from Quincy and Christian.
Got it. And in terms of the content of the book, what is this book about, the one from your client?
So I haven't taken the time to read the book either, but to my understanding, it's Kim Porter's memoir. So it's basically Kim Porter's stories. I haven't read, I shouldn't say that, I haven't read the entire book. I have read several excerpts from the book, several pages from the book. I haven't had time to sit down and read it in its entirety. But to my understanding, it purports to be from Kim Porter about...
With Diddy's mother Janice and children, Christian and Chance sat solidly among supporters as they prepared for a high-stakes trial scheduled for May 2025. Tension in the courtroom increased as the hearings progressed. One explosive focal point, the elusive recording, was often the subject of intense debates and unrelenting examination. According to rumors, it included an unexpected revelation that shocked the whole music business and exposed very alarming conduct. The unexpected turning point then occurred. Usher moved ahead with methodical resolution, confronting the issue head-on in a bold move that astonished the courtroom and drastically changed the course of events.
Diddy Combs headed to court March 14th for an arraignment, and his appearance is making headlines. Per NBC News, the music mogul entered the legal proceeding with gray hair and a gray beard, a notable difference from how he looked prior to his September 2024 arrest. Also on hand were members of Combs' family, including his mother Janice and 2 of his kids. As for why Combs was in court, during the arraignment, prosecutors unsealed a superseding indictment against the rap mogul, accusing him of forcing employees to work long hours and threatening them with retaliation. Combs pleaded not guilty to the allegations. The March 6th indictment obtained by NBC News did not add any new charges for Combs, who previously pleaded not guilty to federal charges related to racketeering, prostitution, and sex trafficking after his September arrest, but did detail what prosecutors described as, quote, forced labor at the hands of the rapper in connection with racketeering conspiracy. E! News has reached out to Combs' legal team and has not yet heard back. Prosecutors argued in the filing that Combs maintained control over employees whom he forced to work long hours with little sleep through use of, among other things, physical force, psychological harm, financial harm, and reputational harm and/or threats of the same. The document, which replaces the previously filed indictment to include more information regarding the case, said that Combs' alleged tactics caused these employees to believe they would be harmed, including losing their jobs if they did not comply.
According to a report by CNN, jurors on Thursday were expected to hear from a witness who claimed he was allegedly in possession of videos that contained footage of celebs being potentially victimized by the Bad Boy Records founder. The witness, who reportedly hasn't filed any suits against Combs and is not claiming to be a victim of him, says he has information and evidence about sexual abuse and other misconduct by Combs, some of which allegedly involve celebrities. But according to the witness's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, who also represented 2 of Combs' accusers in their lawsuit against the mogul, she said her client was subpoenaed. According to another report, the witness told TMZ he was initially contacted by federal agents with the Department of Homeland Security, and he's previously done interviews claiming he's seen salacious videos of Diddy and his celebrity friends. Sources told the outlet the subpoena from federal prosecutors asked the witness to turn over all records, including thumb drives, hard drives, electronic storage devices, or devices containing videos and/or other files depicting Diddy. But that witness would drop another bombshell, as he claims he was given 11 flash drives containing at least 8 sex tapes involving 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women. Courtney Burgess told News Nation's Banfield on Thursday among the 8 celebrities who were Combs' alleged victims, about 2 to 3 appeared to be minors. Burgess told Ashley Banfield in an interview with his attorney Ariel Mitchell, every single celebrity appeared to be under the influence in the tapes.
As a young adolescent living at Diddy's house in 1994, Usher once candidly discussed the tremendous environment and overpowering events he had. Today, he is firmly at the center of a quickly increasing storm driven by fresh evidence. He said that what transpired behind closed doors contrasted significantly with the polished picture the public loved in a rediscovered interview that was distinguished by seriousness rather than beauty. Usher said, "I saw things I wasn't ready to comprehend." A comment that now has fresh resonance when historical insights clash with the demands of a modern trial. As long-buried realities come to light, what was previously a far-off memory has become immediately relevant, increasing the urgency.
Those who, the Silvers and place and people like that are the DeBarge family, those people who started super young can even relate to what Michael was talking about. I understand when he says, I hate touring, 9 times out of 10 because his entire life has been touring and has been being that and being ready, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's a bit different. But I felt that it was part of what I signed up for when I decided. How would you say it's different?
Because it was your choice, you feel? Or?
Well, it's different in terms of whether I love or hate it. I have never hated touring. I love touring. Like, that is the one thing that's the most important part to me. But the only reason why I hate it now is because I don't get time with my kids. So the sacrifice that I have to make to not be there for them, whether they know it, I would rather, be able to have real permissive parenting where I can wake up every morning and have breakfast with my kids, take them to school, check on them, after school, and be able to try and have some sense of normalcy. Because great parenting hopefully allows your kids to grow up and understand what it is to work for something. If you're not there to instill it, then it's a bit complicated. So I hate that I don't get a chance to have that part. I love being able to perform. That's the most important thing that I said I would do when I didn't have kids. The moment I had kids, it's like, I don't really like being out there all the time. So I try to make the most of it when I do it.
Yeah, that right there is the pressure that I feel every day. To try to live up to that guy right there.
Oh my goodness.
It's a commitment that I made a long time ago. If you want to be an artist, being an artist is like being a magician. Being an artist is like being a heart surgeon. You make people feel things. So you have to have that same commitment to whatever it is that you say you're gonna do, right? I want to be great at this, so I have to stay in the gym a little bit longer. I gotta rehearse this record a little bit longer. I gotta sing all night. I gotta, say no to some things that might, be fun and hang out with your friends.
That
no, you gotta
takes
really
a lot of discipline.
Yeah, so discipline, but more than anything, a healthy, lifestyle. I just choose to have healthy habits. I fast every Wednesday. I do my best to work out at least 3, 4, maybe 5 times a week.
Wow.
And, just be happy with my friends.
When former band leader Frederick Freddie P. Watson came forth with evidence that revealed a new layer of ambiguity and raised issues that were difficult to ignore, the unrest became more intense. Speaking from his position close to the inner circle, he speculated that a young, rapidly developing talent in Diddy's sphere might have been caught up in the controversy surrounding the disputed recordings, recalling moments that suggested deeper struggles hidden behind fame and applause as well as obvious uneasiness. His most startling claim was that Usher may have opted for distance rather than intervention. The accusation throws a long shadow despite being unsubstantiated, referring to years of silent avoidance and unresolved problems hidden under the industry's glossy exterior. Usher's once unquestioned legacy is now under severe examination as those suppressed tensions threaten to surface at a pivotal moment.
They say he was standing at a table. They say the shirt that he wore to the VMA say something about God is great. But in the video, they got pictures of him standing in the background while a woman is being sexually pleased, but she under the influence. And they say it's white substance on her nose. You can clearly see that. And they saying in another video, they have him and the A-list, a young male, having sex. And it was an alleged allegations that it was being a tape was being shopped around with him and a young male. I'm not accusing nobody, but if you look at the way Justin Bieber look at Puffy, he hates that. He hates that. That man's face ain't just dropped soon as he wanted to go get a wife. That man's whole fucking face, that's some medical. That man young and healthy, man. But he terrified. You remember when I said a lot of people happy you locked up right now, Puff? He's one of them. That's why I'm speaking. He's one of them. One of the people that you terrified who couldn't get from under your claws. That's why Puffy trying to help me get back out here. He know. These bitches want to see me fall. They want to see this. They've been waiting on this. He know how many people been waiting on this. His kids know. They feeling it. Nobody calling. Nobody trying to. You know what I'm saying? And all the people that was trying to be my friends. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody calling, offering no help. Ain't nobody calling. I see all these niggas.
But what I can say, but I don't know, because I don't know what the freak all look like, right? Right? Is it in a private house? Is it in a party or club? Because I've been to clubs where I walked in and people was doing coke, and it was on behalf of Bad Boy. Like, but Jadakiss, everybody was in that bitch that night. But the way the club is, I can't lie. I'd rather say I always tell people, the reason I remember this night so well because this is how I prefer to party. Like I went in there, was swinging from the all over the place. It's people getting on coke. It's people like everybody in their own fucking world, right? But they in their own world within the club. Music playing, rave music. I'm talking about crazy white people, punk rock, gothic. But nobody's paying attention. Just gambling, just like in their own. It was a moment that I can remember, like, yo, I'm seeing motherfuckers sniff coke, bitches ain't saying, bitch, we get to smoke the weed over here, like, security not fucking with us, this is great, like, everybody, naked bitches walk around, I'm seeing bitches fucking up here. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But it's so mind your business. And it was like, yo, I'd rather party like this, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the one time I could probably say I walked into a crazy party. But we came through the back door and it was a big ass club. Like, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like some real freaky gothic shit. It was like some like I like though, because I like privacy. I like to party, but I want to be private. I don't want to be looked at. I don't want to have to watch you.
The narrative becomes more complex as Diddy continues to be plagued by long-standing rumors and legal disputes, which compound the current charges and create a pressure front that he is unable to overcome. Mark Agnifilo, his lawyer, is certain that Diddy is innocent and that the court will eventually correct the record. However, with a high-profile trial approaching and new information emerging, the dispute has evolved into a dangerous struggle between internal fault lines, influence, and allegiance, one that now draws the user into its gravitational attraction. Beneath the industry's glossy exterior, the balance of power that characterized a period seems more precarious, and once protective ties are tightening under pressure. Standing on the brink of this developing story, Usher must deal with a situation where long-kept secrets in the music industry are about to come to light.
Keep telling that story, I always tell my brothers and stuff, man. It's just like, man, we was in D.C., and it's two freaky white bitches, man. They came up, they partying, and I'm like, okay. So this at the time, you still thinking Puff a little fruity. So you watching this nigga, you watching the movie, you want to see a nigga, like, break the stereotype. Like, I heard you was gay, man. Show me you're not. Please show me you're not, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching everything. And, yeah, he's finger fucking these bitches, like, putting a cherry in her mouth, and two white bitches up hitting my dog. Like, you see this shit? Yo, we were the boss of all bosses. Real boss. Hold on, my bad, brother. But I like, yeah, real boss. You know what I'm saying? That was Puff Daddy, man. It was better sweet days with Puff, man. And like I said, man, Puff ain't had no problem until he made that threat. He made that threat. He just didn't know. I guess he used to slapping niggas around and doing what he wanted to do. That shit just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I don't hate the nigga. I hate him for what he did to us financially. Like, my things with Puffy ain't got nothing to do with sexual. People don't understand that. I tell Sarah the same thing. Sarah, your beef with Puffy, keep it real. Like, it's not. You probably want money from that man because he owes us and it's too late to go get what they owe us.
There is a war that has erupted between Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. It involves swastikas, it involves their kids, and ultimately it could, and Diddy.
Yes, Diddy.
And it could also involve a judge.
Yes, because Kim is really upset about this new song that Kanye dropped over the weekend. It's called Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine. It features Northwest rapping. It also features Diddy's son, King Combs, and you also hear Diddy himself on that, which is the main reason Kim wanted to stop this song from coming out. We've got a bunch of details about what went down, the battle behind the scenes, but first, here is a little bit of the song.
That meant so much, you know what I'm saying, that you reached out to them and took the money and went by, man. And I appreciate you for it up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man.
Like, when you see me shining, then you see the light. Everything they know, it ain't even right. Okay, good night.
Okay, so here's the backdrop to this. So Kim, I just think we should put this out there. She has always tried to get Kanye and their kids to have a relationship. He has not really been around the kids that much. He chooses not to do that. But, you know, when he does, she's always been accommodating.
With jury selection scheduled for May 5th and opening arguments scheduled to begin on May 12th, anxiety is building hourly as the trial draws closer. A decade-long saga of purported influence, cunning, and covert relationships is made more serious with each new revelation, driving an already precarious plot to a breaking point. However, Usher's pivotal entrance into the courtroom draws the industry's undivided attention. There was more to his presence than just curiosity. It signaled the beginning of a high-stakes reckoning, where competition, allegiance, and long-suppressed secrets are about to clash in the most intense light imaginable.
And today's hearing is also expected to discuss jury selection, so I can imagine there's a lot of challenges that the prosecution and the defense are facing in seating a jury in such a high-profile case. I mean, everybody knows who this guy is.
Anytime you have a high-profile defendant like Sean Combs, the real concern here is jury bias, and that's a concern from both sides. In papers that were filed, the defense is already saying that they think there's been what they call an extraordinary amount of pretrial publicity that would prejudice people in favor of the government's case. So what we're expecting to hear a lot of talk about today is the jury selection process in this case. The defense wants to have two different groups of 300 people brought into the court, fill out extensive questionnaires, and then whittle people down based on that and bring the final selected people in for individual oral questioning. The government thinks that process is too cumbersome. They want this to be an oral process in court, or if they have a questionnaire, something just more logistical that will help narrow the pool. But we're already seeing in these filings how difficult the selection in a case like this is for a high-profile.
Usher's audacious decision to enter the center of this rapidly intensifying maelstrom goes much beyond notoriety or power. It forces one to face the cost of disclosing information that was never intended to be discovered. The high-stakes story involving Diddy, Usher, and the hotly debated recording has become a pivotal clash in a society where hidden facts may unleash upheaval and invisible actions can reroute legacies. In a business that has historically been driven by prestige, restraint, and unseen forces, this clash is designed to grab public attention, put pressure on the inner workings of the most influential circle in music, and alter how responsibility is evaluated. Wasn't only well known.
Wasn't just a celebrity, this was someone who really shaped and changed culture in the 90s. And then went on to become this incredibly successful businessman. And then
tonight, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs accused of rape and abuse in a new lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, known by her stage name as Cassie.
November of 2023, last year, there is a horribly graphic lawsuit that is filed against him from Cassie.
She says that she was raped in her own home when she tried to leave him, that she was often beaten, kicked, punched, stomped on, resulting in bruises and burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding.
Now, that was quickly settled, David. I mean, really in record time, within 24 hours. But even though it was settled, the cat's out of the bag, right? Everybody had heard these out.
Is Usher really revealing Diddy's most private truths? Or has his audacious stance turned into the catalyst that might upend an empire that was once thought to be unassailable? Is this a high-stakes maneuver through conflicting agendas and shattered allegiances on the verge of collapse? Or is it a deliberate disclosure of hidden power dynamics? Make sure you like, subscribe, and enable alerts if you're prepared to follow every intricate detail of this legal battle and see past the headlines to what's really happening. The next chapter is almost approaching.